So another derby, another tough watch for Man United fans. City ran out 3-0 winners at the Etihad, and the story was all too familiar. Bayındır looking shaky as fuck, as he always does. That nervousness, it leaked through straight to the defence. Foden's opener set the tone. Haaland added two more, and we never really recovered. The midfield couldn't get control, the attack was isolated, and Amorim's 3-4-3 once again looked fragile under real pressure. A result like this raises big questions, and now it's time to look at how each player performed. See if you agree. So Altay Bayındır, another shaky performance that set the tone early. His handling looked uncertain, his kicking was erratic, which immediately spread nerves throughout the defence. In fact, Haaland could have scored in the first 30 seconds if it wasn't for that idiot. He didn't make any howlers, but there was zero confidence in his presence. United needs stability at the back, and right now Bayındır is not providing it. Hopefully the new boy comes in sooner rather than later, and he's an absolute force in the back. So 4 out of 10 for Bayındır. Now for Matthias de Ligt. Now he is the general in that back three, or at least he should be. But once again, along with Euro, he had a really bad game, his worst of the season. He struggled to contain Haaland. He battled hard, winning some aerial duels, but he was pulled around far too often. De Ligt's organisation is usually a strength, but with Bayındır behind him looking nervous, De Ligt is never looking settled. This was not the commanding display United needed. 5 out of 10. Now for Lenny Euro, he's been amazing this season, and today was just not his day. He showed composure now and again on the ball, but he was exposed by City's pace and movement. He is still just 19, it is a huge stage for the kid at 19, but he looked raw when tested one-on-one. He tried to step out and win duels, but City just dragged him all over the pitch. It was a tough lesson for the boy against elite opposition. 5 out of 10, his worst performance of the season so far. So now for Luke Shaw, who's also been good this season, and also his worst game of the season so far. He got caught between tucking in centrally and trying to cover wide areas, which left big gaps for City to exploit. His distribution was okay, nothing amazing, but defensively, he was out of sync today, all over the place, just like the other two. So 4 out of 10 for Luke Shaw, just because he was at fault for the goal, a first goal, I think. Now for someone who's fast becoming one of my favourite players at the club, Patrick Dorgu on that left wing back position. He was offering himself up and down the left all match, but City had him pinned back for large portions of the game. His defensive positioning still looks raw at Premier League pace, and when United needed an outlet on the left, he wasn't there all the time. He's young, but it was a difficult learning game for him, but still he is a duel-winning monster. He tries, he gets himself around, and he impacts, he tackles people, he throws people about. He's my kind of player. I'm going to enjoy watching this boy. 6 out of 10. Now for Mazraoui, I believe it's his first start of the season. He worked tirelessly up and down the right, but he lacked quality in the final third. He did try to press high and support counters, but too often left big spaces behind. City targeted his side, and he was struggling to keep up. It was his first full start after all. Lots of effort, but little impact. But he will come good. He's a quality player. So for Mazraoui, 5 out of 10. Now for Manuel Ugarte. He tried to bring bite to the midfield. He did win a few challenges, but was constantly outnumbered. His passing was safe but uninspiring, and he never really disrupted City's rhythm. He had one shot, which just went past the post. He looked frustrated by the lack of support around him. He needs more structure alongside him in big games. You know what I'm saying? I think a 4-3-3 is exactly what would suit Ugarte and Manchester United. Ugarte gets a 6 out of 10. Now for Bruno Fernandes, he spent most of the afternoon chasing shadows. 2 in that midfield against a 3, sometimes 4 of City is just not doable. He tried to spark counters with a few forward passes, but had no real influence on the game. His work rate was there as always, but quality on the ball was lacking, which is unlike him. Bruno looked isolated and desperate, unable to drag his team forward. We need to see better from him. In fact, he needs to play 8 out of 10 every single week, I think, for Man United to have a chance of winning. And Bruno gets a 6 out of 10. Now for Ahmad, who was employed in the right side number 10 for this game. He showed flashes of skill when he got on the ball, but he struggled with the physicality of City's defenders. Had 1 or 2 bright moments driving into the City's backline, but they fizzled out quickly. He did get to the backline once and fired the ball across, a la Valencia style. And Mbeumo could have possibly done better with it. It was a good chance for the boy. It was a good assist or chance created. Didn't see enough of the ball in dangerous areas, and it was a frustrating outing for him. But he would have liked his chance at the 10, and I think he done okay. 6 out of 10 for Ahmad. Now one of our new boys, Brian Mbuemo, probably United's liveliest attacker, always trying to make something happen, always trying to get in behind, using his pace to cause a few problems for our centre halves. But he was far too often left isolated. He worked hard off the ball as always, but he couldn't find an end product. Showed fight, but needed more help from those around him. And he missed an absolute sitter. So Mbuemo, 6 out of 10. Now the other new boy, Benjamin Sesko, starved of service throughout. He pressed from the front and tried to make runs in behind, but United's midfield men never found him. He still managed somehow to get a shot or two at goal. His physicality was there, but he had almost nothing to work with in front of goal. Another match where he looked completely cut off and isolated. We need to get people up and around him. Help the boy out. Sesko, 5 out of 10. So that's what I thought. Did you agree, disagree? The subs came on, they didn't really do anything, didn't change the game. Nothing really happened. City had control. And all this is going to do is add more pressure onto Amorim. He's going to face the same questions over and over about the system, about the 3-4-3, about the two in midfield. And it doesn't get any easier. Next week, we take Chelsea on at Old Trafford. And over the years, Chelsea have done pretty well at Old Trafford. So that is on Saturday the 20th, 5:30 kickoff. Let's see if we can bounce back after this defeat.